Hello everyone. So I am about to invite you on the greatest endeavor of my YouTube career. As you know, I've already ranked one of my favorite bands, The Gentlemen. I've already ranked both of the albums and all that junk. But today I will be making my mark on this YouTube platform by ranking all 46 of the songs on the Inside Deluxe album created by the one, the only Bo Burnham. Actually, that's kind of a lie. I apologize about the title. It's just clickbait. It's just fucking amazing. What I'm gonna do is actually there's only about like 30 to 35 songs because the rest of them are from the outtakes. Because this is a combination of the outtake, some more songs, and I found out about 12 to 15 of the last songs on the playlist are all the background music that he uses for the ads and jokes and all that stuff in the outtakes. So I'm not gonna count those. But I didn't watch this. I didn't watch these alone. I didn't listen to these alone. I listened to them with the amazing King Ducky. King Ducky, present yourself on the channel.
Hello, everybody. My name is King Ducky, and today I'm going to be joining Bat here to rank and listen to 46 of Bo Burnham's songs. If you don't know who I am, I forced this guy at some sort of point to buy my beanie. Yeah, that's where you know me from. So, alrighty.
He did, in fact, hold me at gunpoint. I just got to remind you all that. So, a few precautionary things that we need to discuss before we get into this. See, my main problem with this one was originally I was going to review those 15 songs that were originally out. But the problem is, some of the songs don't even go past a minute. They're not even really songs, they're more or less kind of just short little snippets of audio. So what I'm going to decide to do is, there is a list of songs that are above a minute. Those are going to be the ones I actually go more in depth and talk about. These few right here, I'm just going to give my little snippet and all that junk. I don't know, it seems... You can call it what you want. That's just the way I'm going to do it. If you guys want to, down below in the comments, tell me your favorite song. Tell me the least favorite song from the album. Do all that stuff. By the way, I will be linking both Bo Burnham's original channel, the Outtakes video, which is about an hour long, but it's a really fun watch if you're watching it with a bunch of friends or, by yourself. And also the SoundCloud account that I've been using for this, which is his official SoundCloud, and where I got the official 46 song number. But anyway, let's get into it. And I just have to remind y'all, this is my opinion. So thank y'all for watching, and let's get into this. So once again, here's all the songs right here, and my top 5 would have to be Biden because I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's extremely relatable to the current political crisis. Look Who's Inside Again, because it was very heartfelt and really good, and out of all these small songs, I wish this was the one that was about 3 minutes, because I would rank this one very high, personally, in the official ranking. Because that song is just full of energy and personality, and once again, more relatability than anything else I felt. And the final one would have to be the first Bezos song. All of them are pretty good, but I think the first one is definitely the banger. All the Bezos' songs are in this sort of group. So if I had to, personally, it would have to, if I had to rank them, it would go 1, 2, 3, 4 with Bezos songs, but the first one makes into my top 5. And there is one song that's not my top 5, but I want to talk about. It's the song Spider. It is 36 seconds long, but during a Discord call where me and, once again, King Ducky watched the outtakes, the second the spider appeared, I got a massive Charlie horse because it was leg day for me because, I'm going to the gym, getting buff, getting that Batman physique. And I got a massive Charlie horse, so I had to slam on my keyboard to pause it. And he asked me what's wrong, and I was just like, and I screamed into the mic. And then he realized that it was a Charlie horse, and he laughed his ass off. And the worst thing about it is, any single time I mention Bo Burnham on Twitter, he just brings it up. So yeah, that one gets a Charlie horse out of 10. But now that we are officially done with this, let's get into the actual ranking. And as you guys saw, I've eliminated a bunch of songs, so that leaves us 16 somewhat full-length songs to discuss. So let's finally get into it. Now, for these 16s, this was extremely hard because all of these songs are such bangers, besides one, and I will explain why. Microwave Popcorn was one of the songs that came from the outtakes. This was an outtakes original. It's fine. It's just, I feel like this, for some reason, when I was listening to it, I just, for some reason, felt like this was, done by Rhett and Link. For some reason, I don't know, it gave me that vibe, and I love their songs. And if they sang this one, I would thoroughly enjoy it because, the kind of back and forth between Rhett and Link, I feel like Rhett would be the one saying, oh fuck, I burned the popcorn, and Link would be the one reading off the instructions. I feel like that'd be kind of really, I feel like that'd be funny. But this was the only one that really didn't hit me at all out of all of them. Sexting is going to take our 15th spot. Once again, this song is really good. It's just this one, I don't know why. This one didn't really hit me personally. This one really didn't, it's still a good song. It's just not one of my favorites out of the whole thing. But it's not a bad song or any means. It's just this one really didn't hit with me. It's very funny, especially the line where he goes, a hand on my dick and a hand on my phone. That one was really funny. But overall, this one kind of got mixed up with the rest of the really good songs. 14th spot, I'm gonna have to give that to The Chicken. This was the song that ended the outtake, and I thoroughly enjoyed. I really thought this was a beautiful way to end it because it's using a chicken cross the road joke and turning it into something inspirational and emotional. But once again, I felt like in the way that this wasn't the final thing that was in the thing, they had a, MCU whole entire joke in there. But yeah, this one, once again, it's funny, it's a joke. It's just this one is one of them that I would only listen a few times. Like some of these I would listen on repeat, but this one, just like, this would be like, I throw it in a playlist and occasionally I skip it, but sometimes I would listen all the way to it. For the 13th spot, I'm going to put 30. This one was pretty solid. There's a lot of funny bits, the realization that you're turning 30. And this one would probably be like, this kind of one was a lesser version of Problematic because they kind of somewhat say the same sort of thing. This is kind of a kind of like lesser version of Problematic. Problematic is going to be, higher, of course, because we haven't mentioned it yet. But I think Problematic goes into more of the issues of, growing up and realization. This one kind of reflects that, oh, I'm getting older. I'm not exactly connecting as I used to. And, the realization of it all. But this one was, once again, you throw it into a playlist, and this one would get skipped less. For the 12th spot, I'm going to put FaceTiming with My Mom. This one is one of the shorter songs out of all of them. I believe it only goes for about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And this one's a pretty good one. There's a lot of funny points into it, but for some reason, I can't tell why. The rhythm kind of threw me off at some points. This one kind of seemed like, for some reason, I kept on confusing sexting and FaceTiming with my mom, which that's very fucking weird. I don't know why. Because I think they were both revolving around phones, and both of them are similar in length. But FaceTime with My Mom, this one was sort of, like, I guess, kind of a reminder that you should call up your parents every now and then, especially if you have a good comparison. I call up my grandparents, and literally I called my grandma after I listened to this one for the ranking. She's doing good. She says hi. No, she doesn't. She didn't say anything to you guys. She does not know about this. No one tell her. For the 11th spot, we're going to put Problematic. Problematic's a really funny song. Once again, it's the realization that, you're getting older. I do like how, I can't tell if this was before or after the song, but in the special, he mentions how, like, oh, he reflects on some of his past work and other stuff that he did. He wishes he can change a joke, which I really like that because sometimes, I see this all the time, comedians will stand by a joke and still say, hey, it's still funny. And I do like it when a comedian says, hey, it was funny at the time, but I've grown past it. That shows that they've really grown. And you can definitely see that through the song Problematic. For the 10th spot in this getting into our top 10, I'm going to put Comedy because this was, once again, a really funny song and kind of discusses the whole entire beginning of the virus, how no one really knew what to do, what's the best way to help, but, it also kind of tells, like, oh, I don't want to, exactly break the bank, I guess you can say, or like, it kind of presents itself as like, oh, people want to do surface level things to seem good, but they really don't want to help it by financial gain, which I don't know if that's the entire takeaway of it, but that's kind of what, I perceive it as, which again, it's a joke. I assume it's really funny. I like the whole entire, like, if you're smelling toast, call me up and tell me a joke. I like that because, like, apparently if you have a stroke, you smell toast, which that's a cool little advice. Thank you. 1985 is, once again, another one from the outtakes, and this will not be the last one on our list. We still have, like, I believe 2 to 3 more songs. I can't remember exactly. This one's just sort of a vibe. This is, once again, one of the shorter ones. The song is really funny, and I thoroughly enjoy it, and I like how he, like, corrects himself halfway during the song. It's kind of like the same in Problematic, where he, like, corrects himself or, like, talks more about what happened previously. But I like this one a bit more because it's really funny, and I like how the ending is, where it's just literally him singing about his dad, how he wants to be his dad, not a white guy in 1985. And I thought that's funny. It's just an overall really good song in my opinion. And for our 8th spot, I'm going to give it to White Woman's Instagram. Now, this song is really funny, and it's very call-outy, because, like, literally, I've seen a lot of my friends' Instagrams like this, and they so happen to be a white woman. But at some point, like, in some points in the song, it kind of gets emotional, and, like, especially when it starts talking about, like, mom and dad's, like, oh, mom, like, the mother's dead or something like that, or like it's been 10 years or something like that, which kind of, like, for some reason for me, it really hit home, and talking about, like, growing up through, and it kind of shows us, like, how people can show how they're growing up and how they're progressing through life through social media. And I really enjoy that for some reason. This one really hit. This one was one of the only ones that, like, kind of made me cry. I don't know why it made me cry. I don't know. This one's just a really kind of feel good one. It's call-outy. It's funny. The music video, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And this one, I think, I would easily listen to this one constantly. For our 7th spot, I'm going to put in another song from the outtakes. This one is 5 Years. This one recently kind of blew up on TikTok because of a TikTok audio. But, like, first off, the music video is just amazing. I thought me and, like, Ducky constantly, like, throughout the whole entire music video, we were acknowledging how really pretty it was. The, you know, the use of color and shadows and all that stuff. I really enjoyed that. The overall song lyrics were really funny. I like the how the whole entire, you know, shit like this brings the movement down. Everyone's a feminist until there's a spider around. And I thought that was really fucking funny. And overall, I just like this song because of the use, you know, the lyrics and also the kind of melody with it. This one's just a fun listen to that you can put on anytime. And I've seen some people on SoundCloud cut out the minute of him doing the introduction. If you cut that out, I legitimately hate you. Don't. It's funny. I like it. It sets the mood of the song. And I think it's really cool that he did that. It's pretty amazing. Okay, for our 6th spot, right before our top 5, this is going to be kind of a controversial one. I'm going to be putting the original All Eyes on Me. I'm going to be putting the original All Eyes on Me. Now, I know what you're going to say, but this, like, once again, this is not a, you know, definitive ranking. This is just me saying my opinion. This is my opinion. But I believe, personally, for me, the outtakes version of All Eyes on Me, the harmonization with that song, I thoroughly enjoy it. There's, once again, nothing wrong with this one. This one is one of the longer ones. I believe this one's about 5 minutes to 5 minutes and 10 seconds. The length is pretty good. The length, you know, they're not overusing the length, and I like that. But I just feel like the outtake does it a bit better. But once again, the song is filled with a lot of charm. It gives kind of a visual perspective on how, like, entertainers feel. It kind of shows how the struggle of making something in, like, you know, without an audience, you know, is this funny? Is it not funny? And that's something a lot of people, I feel, worry about, you know, through any social media, especially if they are, like, putting their heart and soul into something that they think it's funny, but it's not them who should think it's funny. They're not worrying about if they find it funny. They're worrying about if other people find it funny. And I don't know, that kind of resonates with me. I like it. For our 5th spot, entering into the top 5, I have That Funny Feeling. Now, this one is sort of weird because listening to it for the ranking, because I listen to all these songs fresh to, like, put them in my mind to find out what, you know, is my opinion on them. This one kind of, like, hit different because of some of the lyrics, you know, about the discussing of all sorts of current events and all that junk. I can't remember any specific ones, but it was very much a down-to-earth song discussing how, you know, one can look at the current state of the world and just be in utter shock and disbelief about what we have come to at this moment. And I feel that especially with recent things in the news. I'm not gonna mention what they are. It's utter shock that this is happening, and I really like it because it once again puts in perspective. But even this, I like this one even more because even though this was released 2 years ago, this still resonates even more today than I would say it did back then. Because, you know, once again, we're still living through the same virus that he wrote this through and still dealing with it, even though, you know, it's not as covered, it's still going on. I don't know, it's just this song just hits completely different, and it just kind of puts everything in perspective. Taking our 4th spot in this list, I'm going to be giving it to All Eyes on Me outtake. I listened to this one constantly after, because we watched this one during the Discord call, and me and Ducky just kind of like, I like fucking enjoyed it. Dear God, this, like, it's amazing. Once again, the video doesn't really, you know, add anything to the ranking. I just want to mention it. It's a beautiful video. I love it. It's very simplistic in nature, but, you know, simplicity sometimes is key. But I don't know, the way that he, like, you know, bounces off of himself with this and the harmonization during the end of it and all that stuff, that one really kind of just hits home. And I don't know why, but I was constantly listening to this one in the original back and forth, and I don't know, every single time I did, I just fell more in love with both versions. But I think I'm certain that this one is better than the original. I apologize for any of this, but, you know, once again, it is my opinion. If you guys want to, I thought I mentioned this, but if you have any thoughts of what I'm saying, please tell me down below in the comments. I love reading them. They're always so great. Entering into the top 3, I have the song How the World Works. Now, this is one against the more comedic songs where Bo Burnham is sort of telling it like kind of like you would see on a Sesame Street for the first minute or a minute and a half or so. Introduces the legendary character Socko. Socko just kind of goes off, and I love it. It's amazing because it still rhymes and all that stuff. It's very, you know, real, and it's coming from a fucking sock, and I love that. And once again, watching the outtakes of it where he uses a different sock than the actual Socko, I think for some reason I found that fucking funny. If you guys haven't seen the outtakes, please do. It shows a bunch of like, you know, once again, outtakes or behind the scenes of a lot of the really good songs throughout this, and I thoroughly recommend that you guys go see it. But also, I like how it gets weirdly dark and depressing during like that last, like, I would say the third quarter of the song where Bo Burnham's talking to Socko, and it gets really fucking violent and really abusive for a hot second. I guess that's the best way to talk about it, because like he threatens to rip off Sako off his hands, and Sako is like, it's a weird fucking abusive relationship between him and Asako. And also, a funny thing is, this is the second YouTuber on the channel who has mentioned that the FBI killed Martin Luther King. I'm looking at you, Wendigoon, and I both thoroughly enjoy these people, so maybe there's a fucking connection. Entering into our second spot, and if you've been keeping along, you probably know what the first one is at this point, but I'm going to be putting it to Welcome to the Internet. Once again, this is a very upbeat song. This was one of the major ones that blew up, I would say, at the very beginning of this. This is the kind of song that inspired me to watch the whole entire thing, because I didn't watch the entire special when I first heard this song, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Once again, for the original music video for their song is pretty cool, and the way that they do the outtakes is pretty cool. And I like how legitimately just tells the truth about just what you see on the internet, the mixture of it. It's an extremely catchy one, and I basically learned every single word to this song, and me and my friends have too, so it's kind of like weird. One of us will start singing and we just start mouthing it, and it's extremely, catchy song. It's a kind of real song. Once again, that opening part, especially when he just exposits all that shit, it once again gave us the legendary laugh meme that we saw that I used. Once again, I'm going to present that real quick. I thoroughly fucking love that meme. I don't know why, I just do. It's awesome, and it's honestly just the truth, because it kind of expresses how a lot of the earlier, I guess you could say, millennials to Gen Z, how they were brought up, how they were constantly, we were kind of like from birth, we were basically, kind of drones in the internet. And I thought that was kind of a cool thing, because it kind of discusses how the internet has sort of taken over life and how it's become a mainstay. And if we were to get rid of it, it would kind of just ruin, it would kind of just cause the collapse of everything. And how, how the original, it kind of shows the contrast between what the internet was back then and to what it is now, the kind of fucked up nature that is become. It's a really amazing song, and this one I've listened to on repeat. It's just truly honest. Also, it's weird because this is my second favorite song that has the words "Welcome to the" in the title. The other one is "Welcome to the Black Parade," obviously. Anyway, that's all done. Let's go into the number one spot. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this list was extremely hard and excruciating to come up with. And I had to no joke, legitimately, for these top 8 songs, I had to constantly move around shit, because I thoroughly love every single one of these songs. But I decided to put the song Goodbye, because once again, it kind of culminates into everything that we've listened to. There's snippets of audio from into a majority of the top songs that we were just talking about, and I really like that. And it's also a pretty good send-off on the entirety of both the special and the outtakes. It's perfect send-off. It discusses it, all that sort of shit. The song overall is very, inspirational, and the whole entire interesting and everything all the time. I'm staying inside that whole entire sort of thing. That's amazing, in my opinion. And I think what kind of helps it is there was a recent remix. This was during when the song was just released, that someone decided to put a bunch of Marvel music over it. I still enjoy the original one, but if you find that one, please do listen to it. It's kind of bitchin'. It's very fucking cool. But overall, it's a very epic and amazing way to end both the special and to end our ranking of all the songs from Bo Burnham's Inside. Welcome. Thank you for making it to the end. If you disagreed with anything I mentioned today or agreed, tell me down below in the comments. I think this is like the 3rd time I've said this, but I love reading the comics, and I want to know what you guys think about this one. Like I said, I'm going to be linking down the original SoundCloud, the outtakes, all that sort of shit, and Bo Burnham's original channel. This one has taken me a lot of time, and I apologize for that. But I was kind of like forced to do this one. That's a very weird way of saying that. But I was kind of like made to do this one because I'm still waiting on all the stuff to ship. Godslap has still not arrived. It has been like nearly a month since I ordered it. Creator Inc., I have not gotten a single email from them, so I'm assuming I just wasted $20. Anyway, I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed this one. It was, once again, a lot of work, all the editing and stuff. Hopefully this comes out before the end of June, because I'm recording all this audio on the 29th, but it probably won't hit till the 1st of July. And that is the earliest I can probably think I might be able to get it in there. But anyway, y'all have a good day, good night, good midnight. I'll be seeing you all on the next one, and make sure not to die.